Hey guys, what is up? How's it going? Hello friends, what is up? It is Jenna. Welcome back to the Board Game Garden and welcome specifically to a Patreon video. So going forward, I really do want to start doing more just like random videos like this. This is one that I've been thinking up for quite a long time and it's one that I'm very excited for. And I do think that I want to do more of these, which are tier lists. You guys can tell by the title of this video that I'm going to be ranking in a tier list all of the 2023 releases that I have played. There might be some other ones that I'm just simply forgetting, but I have probably a solid like 100 games here on this tier list loaded and ready to go, and we're going to get right into it. So hopefully this is fun for you guys. Please, please, please let me know down either in the comment section of this video or in the comments of this Patreon post, or even members post, because this will be available for members to watch as well. But let me know any other videos that you guys want to see here over on the Patreon. Do you guys want to see like extended lists of lists that I do on my channel? I know that the Brothers Murph does that quite a bit, where they do like top 10 this, and then they say we've also done 11 through 20 over on our Patreon. Let me know if that's something you guys want to do. Let me know if you guys want to see more of like the vlogs that I was doing before. I think the most recent one that I did was back in December, so I do need to start doing those again. I think I'm going to a board game day tomorrow at my friend Donna's house, and I think I'm going to vlog tomorrow. So maybe you guys will see a vlog in the upcoming weeks for that. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more vlogs, if you want to see extended lists, anything like that. I also do want to just start off this video by saying a huge thank you to you guys for being patient with me and all of the stuff that has been happening recently, and just not being as active here on Patreon as I was before. I do want to get back to doing a Patreon post every, I don't know if I want to do it on Mondays anymore. Probably Mondays would be the best day to do it because it's like the beginning of the week. Anyways, a huge thank you to you guys. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for continuing to be here over here on the Patreon or on YouTube members. So yeah, I appreciate your support, and let's get into this. I'm so excited to do this. This is a very casual video, so hopefully I don't have to do too much editing on this one, but yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of like a screen recording of my little tier list here. This right here, I'm going to become very small and go down in the corner. And then here I am, now very small in the corner, and you guys can see my tier list. So before we actually get into ranking everything, I do want to go over the different rankings and kind of what they mean. So we have 5 different rankings, and it goes from freaking fantastic. So these are games that I have in my collection or want in my collection very, very badly. And they're going to be games that I can see me owning for years and years and years, games that I've absolutely loved in the year of 2023. The next one down is so good. So these are still games that I have really, really enjoyed. Obviously, they are not on the top tier, so they're, an A tier instead of an S tier if you've seen like ranking videos before. But yeah, so good is, not absolutely freaking fantastic, but they're still very good games, and I probably own them or want to own them. The third one down is good, but don't need to own. So this is a game that I played and I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed myself, but I don't necessarily need to have it in my collection. I might still have it in my collection, and just the hoarder in me or the collector in me just wants to keep it because, I like to hoard board games. Or it might be a game that I played with my friends or something, and it was fun, I enjoyed it, but I don't necessarily need to go out and purchase it. So that is the third, so that's like middle range, good games. The fourth one down is meh, it was okay. So this is a game that I might have played or I might actually own, and I've played it and I don't really see myself wanting to play it again. Like I will play it, but I don't necessarily jump for it if I'm asking, you know, or if I'm asked if I want to play a game, I'm not jumping to be like, yes, let's play that one. So yeah, meh, it's okay. And then the one at the bottom is nope, never again. So this is going to be games that I played and then I just don't want to play again. So there's not going to be very many of these because I am just a lover of board games, and normally games usually work out for me. I normally, you know, enjoy them, but I don't necessarily need to own them, that sort of thing. But there are some games that I play that I'm like, I did not enjoy that, and I do not want to play that again. So yes, those are the 5 different tiers, and we have a lot of games to go through. So I will say right now that this is probably going to help me with getting rid of some games, because I might actually own some of these games and realize with this tier list that I want to get rid of them. So this is going to help me with that. But yeah, anyways, let's get into this tier ranking of all of the 2023 releases that I have played thus far. Shall we? All right, so going in with the first one here, this is Trash Talk, I believe. I actually got gifted a copy of this. It's a fun like party game where you have like words and there's one person with like items behind a shield and you're trying to pick the same items that the person behind the shield might have picked to kind of go along with the words that you have. So it's like a word association item game. It was fun. I don't, like if I wasn't gifted it, I wouldn't have gone out and purchased it myself. It's a good little party game, but would I decide to play it over games such as like Decrypto or Fun Facts or just one, a lot of like my favorite party games, Time's Up, things like that? Probably not. So I am either going to put it into good but don't need to own, or meh, it was okay. I feel like I haven't really reached for it. I think I'm gonna put it in good, but don't need to own it. Good, but don't need to own it. Okay, next up is actually another party game. This is Everything Ever. This was, again, a good party game, but again, it's very similar to Trash Talk, where I don't really reach for it as a party game. I've played it a few times with like my family and stuff, and I will say that it tends to go on for a while, so that was like my only negative with it, is that like sometimes it just is very, very long and it takes a while to play because people just continue going on and on with the different categories. So I do think I'm going to put it into the same category as Trash Talk, the good but don't need to own it. I will probably keep it because I don't have a ton of party games. So I'll probably put it there, and you know, possibly in the future if I feel like I have too many party games, it would maybe be one of the ones that I would get rid of. So that is Everything Ever. We also have Philosophy, which Philosophy is actually a game that I don't really know why I put it in here, because I don't think it's actually finished being fulfilled yet, but it was a game that I covered that it's from Quality Beast, which is the same publisher as Seize the Bean. You guys know how much I love Seize the Bean. But this is a like abstract game. I'm not a huge fan of abstract games, so there's a possibility that I might actually put it into meh, it was okay, or it was good, but I don't need to own it. It actually, like, surprisingly for an abstract game, I enjoyed it. Francis and I played it a few times, just like the prototype. And I do think that I will most likely get a finished copy of this. But like, if I didn't get a finished copy of it, like I wouldn't seek it. So I do think I will put it into... I'll put it into good, but I don't need to own it. Because it actually is like, for an abstract game, I really liked it. So that is Philosophy. We also have Blob Party, which is another... I feel like I'm just going to be putting all of them into good, but I don't need to own it. Blob Party was fun. It's definitely not a party game that I would go for because it just like takes a lot of like talking with people, and I'm a little bit socially anxious, so it kind of like stressed me out having to like talk with a bunch of people. I guess like if you were playing with a bunch of people that you already knew, but the only times that I've ever played Blob Party was with some people that I didn't necessarily know as well. So it was like a little awkward. I'm gonna go in meh, it was okay for Blob Party. It would definitely not be a party game that I would seek out or want to play over other party games. So that is Blob Party. Next up is Gussie Gorillas, which this is actually a game that I've considered getting. It is a very fun game. I think I might actually put this one into So Good. Basically, you have cards and you have a deck of cards in front of you and you flip it up facing everyone else, and then everyone is like yelling at each other to like make a trade. So you don't know what you're trading with someone else, but then you see all of their cards. So you're like, do you want to trade with me? Okay, yeah. And then you trade the cards, and then the card that you get from that person you put into a little like tableau in front of you, and then cards are going to score points and stuff. And then like if you have more than one of a card, it like kind of takes both of them out, if that makes sense. So very fun, very chaotic. I actually really enjoyed that one. So that is Gussie Gorillas. Next up we have Animals Gathering. This one I feel like is a very slept on game, a very like hidden gem. This is a beautiful game, and I do think I'm gonna put it into So Good. It is a pretty simple game. You're like rolling dice that have different shapes, and then you have cards where you're trying to fill up the cards, and they're like, the shapes kind of create the image of an animal. So it is a pretty simple game, but you also have these like different special abilities and stuff. And I actually very much enjoyed it, and I need to play it more. So I'm actually gonna put it into So Good. I do own it, and it is like, I think it's a prototype, but yeah, I really enjoyed Animals Gathering. We also have another game that I covered here on the channel called Portals. So I did like a preview how to play of this game, and this one is an abstract game. If we were doing box cover like art, this would be freaking fantastic, because this is probably some of my favorite box art I've ever seen. If you guys have not seen, it's probably a little bit small here on the like video, but if you guys have not seen the cover for Portals, it is beautiful and probably one of the most stunning box art that I've seen. But it's actually very good. I do think I would prefer playing Portals over Philosophy. Philosophy is also one that like is good two-player. It's like a very like chess-like game, and I don't play a lot of two-player games, and I just don't like prefer them very much. So I do think I would prefer Portals over Philosophy, so I'm going to put Portals into So Good. It also has a solo mode, and the solo mode is very fun, so that one is very fun. We also have Town 77, which is a Oink game that I have loved solo. It's a very good solo game. So I'm going to put that into So Good, because I actually went out of my way to purchase that one at, I think I purchased that one at PAX Unplugged, and I'm so happy that I did, because it is a wonderful Sudoku style game where you're putting different colors and shapes into rows and columns. You can never have the same color and the same shape in a row and a column, and you're trying to like complete an entire grid without kind of messing up and not being able to place something. Next game is a game that we played. I played it at my friend Daryl's house with, I think it was Natalie, Aiden, and Tyler. And we didn't even finish this game because it's cute. The art is cute. It has not llamas, alpacas, obviously, because it's called Alpaca. But it's a very, very, very simplistic deck building game. Don't need to own it. Probably don't need to play it again. So I'm gonna put it into nope, never again. Like I said, it is a very cute, simple deck building game. If you're looking for a kid's deck building game to kind of introduce your children to deck building, fantastic deck building game. But for me, not my thing. So next up we have Drapalter, which is another Oink game, and this is going into So Good. I'm actually wanting to grab a copy of this because it is, actually, you know what? I might actually put Drapalter into freaking fantastic, because I had so much fun with this game. It is a dexterity game where basically you are flipping over a card and then everyone has a bunch of objects in their hand, and then whatever's on the card, you have to drop those items without using your other hands. You have to use a lot of like hand movement and dexterity in order to drop the specific things. If you drop anything else, you have to start from the beginning, and the first person to drop the correct items grabs this ghost in the middle and you win. So I think I'm actually gonna put that into freaking Fantastic, because that was a very, very fun game, and I do want to get a copy of that one. I'm sad because they did have it at PAX Unplugged, and I just decided not to grab it at PAX Unplugged, but I do think that that would be a fun one to play with family, either my family, Francis' family. So yeah, that's Tripolter. Next up is Beaver Creek. This is another dexterity game where you are putting beavers and building a dam, and you're like rolling a die and then having to specifically put things. It's kind of like, if you guys have seen the game Tinder Blocks, it's kind of like that game, but it's a little bit bigger, and you're putting beavers on top of like logs and stuff. It was okay. I don't need to own it. Not my favorite dexterity game ever. It's funny that it's like beavers, but I think I'm gonna put it into meh. It was okay. I don't need to own it. It was okay, you know? I wouldn't be sad if I never played that game again, but it was a cute dexterity game. So next up is the Stuff of Legend. This one I do actually own, and I will say that I have thought about selling this one because it is a bigger cooperative hidden trader game, which is just a game that I don't really get to the table. I played this at Gen Con because I worked for Third World Studios at Gen Con last year, and I played it, I enjoyed it, but I think the reason why I did enjoy it is because I wasn't a trader. Usually in hidden trader games, I get a little bit stressed if I am the trader and I don't enjoy it as much. So I would say this one's going to be in meh. It was okay. Again, it was a good game. I know that a lot of people really enjoy this one, and I really love the theme of it with like all of the little boy's toys coming to life and trying to save the little boy. So yeah, enjoyed that, but don't need to own it. And again, wouldn't be sad if I didn't play it again, or, you know, if I did play it again, like I would, and, you know, I would enjoy it, but, you know, neutral. Next up is Mycelium. Or is it Mycelia? This one is Mycelium. There's a bunch of different mushroom games that sound the same. But this one is very cute. I am obsessed with the art for this one. I considered purchasing this at PAX Unplugged. I enjoyed it, but obviously I haven't purchased it myself yet. So I think I'm going to put this one again into good, but don't need to own. I think I would want to own it just for the look of the game because it's so cute with the mushrooms. The gameplay, I'm trying to remember. I played it once with my friend Aiden and a few of his friends at his place, and it was enjoyable, but I don't really feel like I need to own it. I do feel like I need to own it just for the art, but I could just go and look at that artist's art and buy some art, I guess. But yeah, that's Mycelium. Very cute mushrooms. Next up is House of Cats. So this is actually a roll and write that I played at a local con, and it was fun. It was a good time, but there's definitely a lot better roll and writes than this one. I think I'm gonna put it into, I think I'll put it into good, but don't need to own it. I have so many roll and writes. And it is frozen. Hello, can you go into the correct spot, please? There we go. So yeah, I don't need to own it. It was a good game. I enjoyed it, but I do not need to get my own copy. Next up is Blind Business. This is a card game from DeVere. I do own it, and I have thought about in the past selling it, but I really do like the fact that I have like a bunch of DeVere games that are like the same size and stuff. So I'm always like, oh, set collection. I want to keep them all just because they look nice on my shelf beside each other. It was a fun game. We played it one time at my friend Aiden's house again, and I think he actually sold his copy. I'm going to put it into meh, it was okay. It was an interesting, like, game where you have cards in your hand, but you can't see what the cards are. They're actually facing away from you, so the other players at the table can see them. And don't love that mechanic. I do actually, there's one game that I really enjoyed that I need to get called Tribes of the Wind, which has that mechanic of, like, you know, the backs of the cards meaning something to you in gameplay. But yeah, I feel like I don't really need to own it. I might actually sell it. We'll see. Next up is actually the Grand Austria Hotel Roll and Write. So this is called High Season. And this is one that I've considered purchasing myself. I don't actually think it has a solo mode, which I think is the one thing that has held me back. I could be wrong. It could have a solo mode. There might actually be like a like fan-made solo mode, but I don't think there is. But I would love to get this one. It is on BGA, and I've been playing it with my friend Steph. It was really good, though. I think I'm going to put it into So Good. So Good. There we go. Next one. Oh, this one was so fun. This is Expeditions Around the World. I played this at Adam a few weeks back, and I really want to buy this one. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a very good large group game where it's keeping you consistently like dialed into the game and really paying attention because you have to do things on other people's turns. Do I think it's freaking fantastic? I do want to play it again. I did go and I really want to own it as well. I think I might actually put it into freaking fantastic. Because, like, it was such a... Like, the rules were very simple, but, like, I really enjoyed the gameplay of it. You're, like, going around on 3 different paths on, like, a world map, and you have cards in your hand of different locations, and whenever any of the 3 kind of paths go through any of the locations in your hand, you can discard. It's very cool, very fun. So that is Expeditions. We have Jokkmokk, the Winter Market, which I really enjoyed this one. It is a pretty simple, like, card drafting game and, like, tableau building game with a bunch of different cards that you can kind of put in and out of the game. I really enjoyed it. I considered, where is it? I do still have it. I did enjoy it. But if I had to sell it at some point and not have it in my collection, I don't think I'd be, like, super, super sad. Like, I'm happy that I have it. I think I'm going to put it into good, but don't need to own. Yeah. So that's that. Jokkmokk, the Winter Market. Feel a little bit bad about that one because I actually really enjoyed it, but there's definitely a lot of other, like, tableau building games and, like, card drafting games that I would prefer to play over it. So yes, Jokkmokk, the Winter Market. Good, but don't need to own, but still do own and probably won't get rid of anytime soon. Okay, next is Kinfire Delve, Vainglorious Grotto. This is a game that I recently acquired and played on stream and really enjoyed. I've played it a few other times since then, and I really, really liked it. So I think I'm going to put this one into So Good. I don't know if it's at that, like, freaking fantastic level yet, but I really, really liked it. It's a really great solo game. I'm actually tempted to put it into frickin' fantastic because I really like it. And I'm constantly like, should I play some Kinfire Chronic or Kinfire Delve tonight? I think I'm gonna put it into frickin' fantastic because I really like that one. All right, next up we have Outrun the Bear. Outrun the Bear is a game that I randomly played with some people at my friend Donna's house. My friend Kat got it as, like, a Christmas gift or something. It was okay. I definitely don't need to play it again. I don't know if I want to put it into meh, it was okay, or if I should put it into nope, never again. It was fun. You're, like, basically, like, running down this path and trying to outrun a bear. It was fun. It was fun, so I'm going to put it into meh. It was okay. because I don't need to own it. I don't necessarily need to play it again, but like I would play it again if someone asked me. So that's Outrun the Bear. Next up is For the Win. So this is a game by Friedman Freeze. It is a card game that I've really enjoyed. I don't think it's like freaking fantastic because I still do think that out of For the Win and Fuji Flush, I still do prefer Fuji Flush over it. So I think I'm going to put this into So Good. Next up is Kelte. Oh, Kelte is one that I want to play again. My friend Kat brought this to a local con and we played it and it was so good. It is like a heavier Euro game. I've talked about it in my most recent like games I really enjoyed in March. And I think I'm going to put this one into freaking fantastic. Kelte was very, very fun. I definitely recommend if you like heavier Euro games, definitely look into that one because it felt very different from any other Euro game that I've, played in the past. So that's always good when a game feels unique in a very large genre of board games. So Kelte, freaking fantastic. Another one going into freaking fantastic. I've had Hooky in my Amazon cart for the past like month or two, ever since I played it with Jamie at Level Up Retreat. So Hooky is going into freaking fantastic and I need to get myself a copy of Hooky because that game is so much fun. Sadly, I don't think there's like a solo mode for it. I don't know if there could be a solo mode for it, but I would absolutely love to play that with my mom because my mom really likes spelling games. This one's like a spelling deduction game, so it's a little bit different, but I feel like she would enjoy it if she, my mom doesn't have a lot of board game confidence, so whenever I bring board games over and ask her to play, she's like, oh no, I won't be any good. Like, I'm not gonna know what I'm doing. Does anyone else's parents do that? They just like don't have very good like board game confidence. I'm trying to do it, but it's just not working. So that's Hooky. Freaking fantastic. I really want Hooky. All right, so moving on to the next game. This is actually another like word deduction game. Definitely didn't like this one as much as Hooky because Hooky is a competitive game, whereas Fiction is a semi-cooperative game. It's like everyone versus one. Really enjoyed this one. I really like it. I own it. Will probably not sell it because I feel like it's a great one to play with family. So I'm going to put this one into So Good because it was very good. It actually surprised me. It's a little bit like deduction Wordle in a way. Thought it was very, very cool. So that is Fiction. We have Waterfall Park, which I think is like a re-implementation of the game Chinatown, which is a negotiation game. Typically don't love negotiation games, but this one I actually really enjoyed. And I considered purchasing at one point, but then I kind of, I played it once and then after that I was like, ooh, really like that. I should buy it. And then I just never bought it. And then now I just don't feel like I need to own it. So I feel like it was good, but not good enough for me to really seek out and get a copy of. So that is Waterfall Park. I think it's really just that it has negotiation and negotiation isn't like my favorite mechanism. So yeah, Waterfall Park in the middle. It was a good game, but I don't need to own it. Next up is Bark Avenue. I love this game and it has a very special place in my heart because Penny is in the game. But I do think that if Penny was not in this game, I still actually would really enjoy this one. I really enjoy pick up and deliver games and this one is just that. I don't think it's quite as like at freaking fantastic. So I am going to put this one into So Good because I really, really liked Bark Avenue. And again, it has Penny in it. And I love that. So maybe it should be in freaking fantastic just because it has Penny in it, but we're gonna just leave it in So Good. All right, so we're gonna have to get through a lot of these a little bit quicker because I feel like this video is going to be very long, but hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Okay, next up we have Forever Home. Forever Home is a wonderful little solo game. I really love it. I think I'm gonna put this one into So Good. It's not quite at that freaking fantastic level, but I really enjoyed playing that one. And I do own it and I don't see myself selling it anytime soon. So Forever Home. We also have Zoo Tycoon, the board game, which is one that Francis and I have really wanted to get back to the table. I really, really liked it. I remember really enjoying it, but it's been a while since we've played it. And I do know that it's a pretty hefty game. It's not super hefty, But it's also a little bit, I will say it's a little bit fiddly with like all the cubes on each of the animal cards and stuff, and it is a table hog. We do own it. I could maybe see myself potentially selling it in the future, but I do want to play it a few more times before I decide that. So I think I'm going to put it into good but don't need to own, but it might, you know, surprise me and we play it again and I decide I really enjoyed it, because I do remember really liking it. It's just been too long since I played it last. And we really need to get it back to the table because it is a fantastic production, I will say that. So that is Zoo Tycoon, the board game. Next up is Junk Drawer. This is a very simple polyomino game. Really enjoyed it. I think it's a little bit too simple for me. I do own it. I could potentially see myself selling it in the future, but for now it's in the collection and I've really liked playing it. So I do think I'm going to put this one into good, but don't need to own. Do own it. Could possibly sell it in the future, but as of right now, it's good. We have Pollen, which I did a preview of this one. I got the finished version of Pollen, I think. I did. It's a very pretty game. I really enjoy that one. I don't know, does it have a solo mode? I forget if it has a solo mode or not. I don't think I've played it since I got the final copy of it. I think I'm gonna put this one also into good, but don't need to own. Do own it again, but if I wasn't given like a copy of it for doing the preview of it, I don't think I would have gone out of my way to actually go and grab a copy. Next game is Kabanga. I think that's how you pronounce it. Kabanga is a card game that I actually really, really enjoyed. I don't know if it's quite available yet, but I freaking loved it and I need to get myself a copy of Kabanga because it was very fun. I could see myself putting this in freaking Fantastic because it was a great card game. I could see myself putting this on the same level as like Fuji Flush and stuff. Do I put it into freaking Fantastic? I've only played it once and I remember really enjoying it. I haven't gone out of my way to actually seek it out because I don't know if it's available yet. So maybe I put it into So Good for now, but just know I really enjoyed that one. Kabanga was very fun. Next up is Diced Veggies. This is another really fun one. They just recently announced a solo mode for this one, so I'm excited to try that. I actually seeked this one out myself at PAX Unplugged, so I'm going to put this one into So Good because I did purchase a copy myself. We have Goblin Vaults from Thunderworks Games. This one I could see myself possibly in the future selling it. I do need to play it again because I did enjoy it, but it has like a bidding mechanism that is really cool, but I just don't love bidding and auctioning. So I'm going to put this into meh, it was okay. I do like a lot of other Thunderworks games a lot better than that one, but I do know that there's actually a solo mode for this one, and it also has a little bit of tableau building, which that part of the game I really enjoyed. So I'm going to put it there. It was okay. I do own it, but I can definitely see myself, if I had to go through my collection and get rid of some stuff, that might be one that would be on the cutting block. Next one is Redwood. This is one that, again, I seeked out myself. I picked it up at Gen Con, I think. I picked it up at Gen Con, and I really like this one. Francis also really liked this one. It's a very cool, like, spatial puzzle. You're, like, taking pictures with animals. Really like that one. I'm going to put it into So Good. It's definitely not in that, like, freaking Fantastic category, but it's good. I enjoy it. We also have Mind Up, which is another card game that I seeked out myself and love. This one I really need to play with my family, Francis' family, just family in general. Really liked that one, so I'm going to put that into freaking Fantastic. Freaking Fantastic. Such a good card game. I believe that is Pandasaurus that does that one. Noobs in Space is a very weird game. I enjoyed it. It was okay. But I definitely, like, I don't need to play it ever again. It was like a puzzly style real-time game. Not a huge fan of that sort of thing. I didn't hate it though. Like I didn't like despise it and never want to play it again. I'm gonna put it into nope, never again. I don't need to play Noobs in Space again. It was fun, but yeah, I've already said enough. All right, so next up is Blazon. So Blazon is one from 25th Century Games that I feel like hasn't really been talked about too much, but it was a fun little like tableau building, card drafting game. It was nothing special. I haven't gone out of my way to actually like purchase a copy of it, so I think I'm gonna put it in good, but I don't need to own. It's probably a good spot for it. Next one is Numpsters. This has become one of my favorite Button Shy game, so that's going up into freaking fantastic. Love that one. If you're looking for like a fun travel game that you can literally like play in your hand, so good. I've played it over and over again. Absolutely love it. So that's Numpsters. Next up is Perspectives, which that one I'm going to put into nope, never again. I am not good with like mystery solving games, like puzzly games. This one was like a cooperative one where everyone got like a card that like gave you some information on the like thing that you were trying to solve, the mystery you were trying to solve, and I was just not good at it. So Perspectives, nah, never again. I'm good. Next up is Draft and Write Records. This one going up into freaking fantastic. I loved Draft and Write Records. It is a draft and write game. Obviously love that. So Draft and Write Records is going there. Aurum is a trick-taking game. Not my favorite trick-taking game. I think I actually seeked out this one myself at either Gen Con or PAX Unplugged, and I played it. Didn't love it as much as some other trick-taking games, so I think I'm going to put this one into meh. It was okay. It was a little bit of a letdown. Not gonna lie. I've liked other trick-taking games more than that one. I love the look of it though. The whole like kind of like tarot card-esque vibe to it I really enjoyed, but let me down a little bit when it comes to like trick-taking games because I really enjoy trick-taking games. Next up is Beacon Patrol. This is such a cozy little tile laying game. I've enjoyed this one very much solo. I think I'm gonna put it into so good. I've really liked Beacon Patrol. It's not fantastic, but I've enjoyed it over and over again playing that one. So I'm going to put it into so good. We also have Deep Dive, which I'm running out of space on my thing here. You guys are not going to be able to see all of the ones at the bottom. Okay. Deep Dive is from AEG. It's like a push your luck game. It was fine. I don't need to own it. I think I'm going to put it into meh. It was okay. It's one that like I would play it again if someone wanted me to, but it's definitely not one that I would seek out playing, that's for sure. Okay, so I had to fiddle around with my screen recording a little bit. I'm trying to like take out or not record any of like the ads and stuff around on the tier list website because there's like a ton of ads everywhere on this website, which is really annoying. But I get it. They need to pay the bills or whatever. So anyways, next up is Couture, which is another one of like the small box games from Allplay. I enjoyed this one actually. This one was a little bit of a surprise to me. It's definitely not one that I need to own. Again, it has a little bit of like bidding and stuff, which I'm not like a huge fan of. But it does have some fun like tableau building and set collection and stuff. If I wasn't sent it by Allplay, I don't think I would have gone out of my way to get it. So I think, again, I'm going to put that right into good, but I do not need to own it. Next up is, the Art Project. This one is going right up into freaking fantastic. I loved this game. It was so good. It is somewhere here. It's behind me, right here. It is actually a cooperative game that I have really, really enjoyed, and I haven't played it solo yet. Need to play it solo. Need to play it multiplayer again too, because I really enjoyed that one. So that is the Art Project. We also have Ancient Realm, which this is a button shy game. I've played this one a few times. I actually really like this one. I don't think I enjoy it as much as Numpsters. So I'm gonna put this one into So Good. It's a very, very enjoyable button shy game, but I don't think it's at the same level as probably my two favorite button shy games, which is Rove and Numpsters. So it's gonna go into So Good. It's like a button shy game that kind of mimics a like Euro game. Very cool. Next up is Steam Up. This is like the dim sum game. It looks very cute. I did not enjoy it at all. And yeah, I think I'm gonna put that into nope, never again. I think that might have been one of my least favorite games that was released in 2023, unfortunately. I really love the way it looks. It just, the strategy of that one just did not work for me. So yeah, Steam Up is right at the bottom there. Next up is Illiterati. So this is again, a cooperative game that I quite enjoyed. I definitely don't think I enjoyed it as much as the art project, so I'm gonna put that one into So Good. I do own it. I do not see myself selling that one anytime soon. It's like a cooperative real-time spelling game, which cooperative, real-time, and spelling, those are three things that I typically don't like, but I actually really enjoyed Illiterati. And Francis enjoyed that one as well. So that is that. We have Savernake Forest. Ooh, this is another Devere that I could see myself just selling at some point. I enjoyed it. It was a cute little game, but I don't really need to play it again. Like if I never played that one again, I'd be fine. So I'm gonna put that one into meh. It was okay. Next up is Chicken. This is, again, a little push your luck game that I actually really enjoyed, and I have considered in the past going out and purchasing it for like a fun family game, and I do think I'm gonna put it into So Good, and that actually reminds me that I do want to go and seek out a copy of Chicken, because it was a very fun, like, push your luck rolling dice game that was super fun. So that is Chicken. Next up is Spellbook. Spellbook is one that I was sent by, I believe it was Asmodee Canada, and it's okay. One time on a live stream, Alex from Board Game Co. said it needs an expansion, and I do think that that is the case. I feel like it's too simple of a game. There are like a bunch of cards and stuff that like you can put into the game to make it a little bit more advanced, but I haven't played with any of those cards, so I'm gonna put it into good, but I don't need to own. I don't see myself actually selling it anytime soon. I do want to try it again, but it is on BGA, so you know, in the future I could see myself selling it potentially. But I really like the whole look of it and the theme of it being like a spell book, casting spells and stuff, super fun. So that is Spellbook. Good, but don't need to own, but I do own it. We have Books of Time. This is a game that I need to play again. I really enjoyed Books of Time. It is from Board and Dice. I think I'm going to put that one into So Good. There's another game from Board and Dice that came out in 2023 that I will be getting to eventually that I enjoyed more than Books of Time, but I just really loved the whole concept of Books of Time, and I do, again, need to play that one again. Next up, we have Coffee Rush. Coffee Rush is wonderful. I'm really happy that I have it. My friend Steph actually purchased it for me, so thank you so much, Steph. She's actually part of the Patreon, so shout out to you, Steph. But Coffee Rush, I'm going to put into So Good. I need to play that one again. Maybe I'll bring that to our board game day tomorrow. That's Coffee Rush. We have Tesseract. Ooh, I really enjoyed Tesseract. It was a very fun puzzle. I think, again, I'm going to put that one into So Good. Possibly even freaking fantastic, but I feel like I haven't played it enough to have it be put up into freaking fantastic. But I do really want to play that one again. That one was so good. I'm going to put it in So Good. If I play it again, there might be a possibility that it would go up into freaking fantastic if I liked it as much as I do remember liking it. All right, moving into Chomp. Chomp is a game from All Play, again, that I played, I did a preview of. I enjoyed it. It's a cute little game, but it's definitely not one that I need to own. I'm going to put it into meh. It was okay. I would consider, I think Chomp, it's funny because like there was 4 games in that like crowdfunding campaign. I think it was Chomp, Couture, Mindspace, and Sail. Still haven't played Sail. It's like a 2-player trick-taking game. 2-player games just don't often get played in my house, sadly. But yeah, haven't played that one yet, but I've played the other 3, and I think Chomp is the one that I like the least. Love Mindspace. Really enjoyed Couture. I think my favorite would be Mindspace, then Couture, then Chomp. Don't know where Sail falls in there, but yeah, it's funny that I did a preview of Chomp and it's actually my least favorite of the 4 that campaign was made up of. But anyways, next up we have First in Flight. First in Flight was fun. It's another like push your luck game where you're flying an airplane. There's like more to it than just the push your luck aspect, but I really enjoyed it. Haven't really seeked out a copy of it. I do think the publisher reached out to me about possibly sending me a copy of that, and I don't think I actually went through with asking for a copy of that. So obviously I didn't like it enough to really want it in the collection. So that is First in Flight. It is beautiful. I enjoyed it, but I don't need to have it. Next up is Trailblazer. Oh, this is Trailblazer, the John Muir Trail. This one is going up into frickin' fantastic because I really enjoyed that game. And I'm surprised that I haven't purchased a copy of it. I think I have so many games and like honestly I can't afford to buy so many games. So that is one that I really, really enjoyed and would love to have in the collection if I, maybe if I like sell some games off and then with that money I can go and purchase some of the ones that I have not been able to get my hands on. I have a little... Lovely. All of my bobby pins on this side are just falling out of my hair. It's very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. Trailblazers, John Muir Trail. Freaking fantastic game. Next is Motor City. So this is one that is... I enjoyed this one. Motor City is in like the same kind of series of games as Fleet the Dice Game, Three Sisters, Motor City, and then now actually French Quarter, which is literally right there. I'm learning that one to play sometime soon. I actually seeked out and purchased Motor City from a convention that I went to. I enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as Three Sisters. I'm going to put it into good, but don't need to own it. I think if I was ever to sell any of that series, which I'm not going to sell it because I did enjoy it, but yeah, if I ever was to sell one of the 3, it would be Motor City because I just don't really resonate with the theme of that one as much. Next up, we have Mindspace. Love Mindspace. Mindspace is going into freaking fantastic. I enjoyed that one so much. I don't know we might actually have to move into this and me actually like scrolling and stuff to see what the games are that we have left. I've been trying to like keep it so that all you guys can see is the tier list, but I might have to start scrolling because things are getting filled up. Moon. Ooh. Moon is an interesting one. I've only played it solo, so I can't really say if I like love it. I really enjoyed it when I played it solo. I do think I need to play it more in order to give it like an accurate if it's in so good or not. I think for now I will put Moon into good but don't need to own because I played it solo, and if I didn't have it already, because I got sent it by the publisher, if I didn't have it already I probably wouldn't have gone out and grabbed it. But I do really enjoy closed drafting games, and that one is a closed drafting game that I quite enjoyed, but again I need to play it again. All right, Moon. We have Dixit Disney. I'm gonna put Dixit Disney just right into meh, it was okay. Dixit's a good game. It's a good game, but we already have base Dixit. If I was to sell either Dixit or Disney Dixit, I probably would sell Disney Dixit because I do know that they have a ton of expansions for Dixit, and I really love just all of like the random art in Dixit and not necessarily the art that is like inspired or connected to Disney films, which again, those ones are very pretty too, but I just really enjoy seeing all of like the random art. So yes. Next up is Cosmoctopus. I will say it right now, I did sell my copy of Cosmoctopus. It was good. It just overstayed its welcome time and time again. It was good, but I didn't need to own it. So I think I'm just gonna put it right into there. I'm gonna put it into good, but didn't need to own it, and I did sell it. So I really, really loved the theme of that one and like the look of that one, but like I said, I did sell it, so obviously I didn't need to own it. Mycelia is very fun. That one is one from Ravensburger that actually genuinely surprised me. It is a pretty simplistic deck building game. I actually played this with my niece and nephew, and they really liked it as well. So it is like a game that you can play with kids, but it's a really great introduction to deck building. I would 100% recommend this one over the alpaca game. But this one actually has a little bit more to it than just deck building, because you're like deck building cards to allow you to move these different raindrops around or dewdrops around, and you're trying to get these dewdrops off your board first. And I really love that like connection with like a race as well as like deck building. Super, super fun. I really enjoyed that one. Next up we have, I don't know, Nemalia. It was okay. I didn't feel the need to go out and get it, but I've run out of space. I'm gonna have to scroll down. This is how many games we have left. Raising Robots. There's a lot of these games coming up are ones that I've absolutely loved. So Raising Robots is going into freaking fantastic. I have loved Raising Robots. It was one of my favorite games of 2023 for sure. Arborea is one that I really enjoyed. I actually just got a copy of it from Alley Cat Games, and I'm super excited to play that one solo. Played it once with my friend Kat and Steph, and really like that one. So that's going to go into So Good. Could potentially go into freaking fantastic if when I play it more. But yeah, that's Arborea. Oros is one that I despised. I did not like Oros at all. So that's going into Nope, Never Again. After the first play, I sold it very shortly after that. So that is Oros, unfortunately. Trailblazers. This is just normal Trailblazers. This one is very fun. It's puzzly. I like it. I'm going to put it into So Good. It is kind of in between So Good and good, but possibly don't need to own it. I don't know, the more that I play this game, it's kind of samey and it's very challenging for my brain. I don't know if I've talked about it a lot on here, but I really struggle with like connections and paths. I'm really bad at like route building games. And that one just like hurts my brain and sometimes almost hurts it too much, but I do really enjoy it. It's a fun puzzle. So I'm going to put it into So Good, but just know it's kind of on that like cusp, you know? Next up we have Bamboo. Ooh, Bamboo's so good. This is actually one that I have seeked out. I possibly want to get it. I love the theme of it. I'm gonna put this one also into So Good. Hello, can you go, please? Did I even pick it up? Oh my God, come on. What is happening? Where did it go? Bamboo, where are you? There you are. Go into the right spot, please. Right there. Thank you. So Bamboo's going to go into So Good. It's on the same kind of wavelength or like level as the Red Cathedral and the White Castle. And I would love to eventually get this one because I do believe it's in the same series as Batoku as well. And I really love Batoku. So yeah, that's Bamboo. Definitely one that I should probably try to get a hold of. Next up is 20 Strong. This one I'm going to put into good, but don't need to own it. I enjoyed it, but there's just something about like, it's a fun little puzzle of like rolling dice and fighting monsters, but I just don't like fighting monsters. I don't like fighting in games. I don't know. Some games, if there's fighting in it, like I'll enjoy it, but it's more likely that if it doesn't have fighting, I'll like it more. So that is 20 strong. It's a very fun, like, dice rolling puzzle. But if I didn't have it already, I do have like the base game of 20 strong. It was fun, but you know, if I didn't have it, I wouldn't go out and seek to purchase it myself. All right, next up is Bot Factory. This is one that I enjoyed, but I do think that I would always prefer to play Kanban EV over it. So it was good, but I do not need to own it. Can you please go? Thank you. My computer is probably like overheating and hating its life. Okay, next up we have That's Not a Hat. That's Not a Hat is freaking fantastic. It's going in to freaking fantastic because that is a great party game. Probably one of my favorite party games now. And my family and Francis' family absolutely love it. Okay, next up is Rolling Heights. This one is hard for me to determine because I only played like half a game of this over a year ago at Breakout Con of 2023. So it's like early 2023 that I played this last, and I played half a game. I enjoyed it. I don't remember enjoying it. Obviously, I didn't enjoy it enough to go and purchase it. It's quite a like expensive game as well. It was fun. It was good, but I do not need to own it, especially if it's a game that is going to cost me like $80. I think it's like $80. $80. The Fox Experiment. Really enjoyed the Fox Experiment. That one's going to go into So Good. I don't think it's quite at the like freaking fantastic level, but really loved that one. I think the same goes for Fit to Print. That is not Fit to Print. That's Barcelona. Fit to Print. Come on. My computer is dying, everyone. Thank goodness this is a Patreon video, because this is not going well. Can you please go? Please. Go! Thank you. Fit to Print is very fun. It is like a real-time tile-y laying game. I do think I really want to play this one solo because I feel like it'd be a very fun solo game. It's not at that like freaking fantastic level, but it's very fun. Really like it. Speaking of games that are at the freaking fantastic level, that is Barcelona. This is by Board and Dice, and I love this one. I just recently played it again at a convention and really loved it. Also just recently picked up a copy of Wild Tiled West. Really enjoyed that one. Again, I don't think it's quite at that like freaking fantastic level, so I'm going to put it into So Good, but it is a very good tile laying game. Really liked it. You're like drafting tiles, then placing them onto your board. I need to play this one again. I don't actually know if you... Oh, it does have a solo mode. I need to play Wild Tiled West solo. All right, next up we have Art Society. Art Society is one that I really enjoyed. Oh my god, there's so many games that I've really enjoyed in the next little area here. We're getting close to the end, people. I think this might be like an hour-long video, but hopefully that's okay with you guys. But Art Society, really enjoyed it. It's been one that I've considered trying to pick up a copy of, but again, it's on that like cusp of like, I would love to own it, but I don't necessarily want to spend my hard-earned money on it. So yeah, I think it might be just on the cusp of like good but don't need to own it and So Good, because it's like definitely been one that I've wanted to purchase, but I just, you know, can't purchase all the games that you want. So that's Art Society. Next up is Witchcraft. This is a fantastic game. Loved Witchcraft, so that's going to go into freaking fantastic. It is a great solo-only game. Loved that one. Flip Town, I did get a copy from Alex from Board Game Co. So Alex, appreciate you. Thank you so much for giving me a copy, or giving me your copy of Flip Town. I enjoyed it. I really like it. I want to play it solo. This one's going to go into So Good. We have a lot in So Good. Next up is Three Ring Circus. This is a Devere game that I enjoyed. Don't really remember too much of it. I feel like it might actually go into meh, it was okay. But it was good. It was fun. I did win it. I don't remember too much about how it plays, and I feel like that's probably like a sign that it was okay. So I'm gonna put it in meh, it was okay. Definitely not my favorite DeVere game. It's not at the same level as like Bamboo I liked a lot more than Three Ring Circus, the White Castle, Red Cathedral. I don't think it's quite on that level, so I'm gonna put it into meh, it was okay. Next up is Far Away. Really enjoy this one. It's kind of on that cusp again of being so good or freaking fantastic. It's a great puzzle. Really like it. I think I'm gonna have to put Far Away into freaking fantastic. Okay, next up we have Forest Shuffle. This is one that, it's been a while since I played Forest Shuffle actually. I think I'm gonna put Forest Shuffle into good, but don't need to own it. If I play this one more, it might go into so good, but I just feel like I haven't played it enough to put it into so good. So we're gonna put it into good, but don't need to own it. I do own it, and I don't foresee myself selling it anytime soon because I do want to play it more. So that's that. Ooh, Nar. Everyone, Nar. Hello? Come on, Nar. You're going into freaking fantastic. This is a sign that I think I need to look into getting a new laptop. It's been something that I've needed to do because I think I got this laptop back in like 2015, maybe 2016. Hello. Thank you. It might actually just be the website as well. Ooh, World Wonders. I need to play this game again. I really enjoyed World Wonders. I think I'm gonna put World Wonders into So Good. I need to play that one again. I really want to do a solo live stream of World Wonders. It is a wonderful polyomino game. There was another polyomino game. I do think it's on the same level as Wild Child West. I might actually prefer World Wonders over Wild Child West. But yes, World Wonders, so good. We have Zoo Vadis. This is another like negotiation game. I feel like it was on the same level. I think I preferred Waterfall Park over Zoo Vadis, so I think I'm gonna put Zoo Vadis into meh, it was okay. I would play it again, but it's not gonna be one that I would ask for. I would ask to play Waterfall Park over Zoo Vadis. Even though I won Zoo Vadis and I felt really good about it. Ooh, Darwin's Journey. Favorite game of 2023. Boom, all the way up there. Again, another one that I really loved. My favorite solo game of 2023. Legacy of You, so good. If it would just go, come on, you got it. Can you please go up into freaking fantastic? That'd be great. Thank you so much. Hurry the heck up. Hello? Okay, I guess I just didn't grab it. Sorry, computer, that was my fault. Evacuation. This is a game that I need to play again. This one I loved. I'm putting that one up into freaking fantastic too. I'm actually quite surprised that this one, I think it was close to being in my top 10, but I hadn't played it enough. And I still haven't played it enough. I need to play Evacuation again. Veil of Eternity. Oh my god, my recent obsession. That's going into freaking fantastic. Such a good game. Such a good game. I want to play it again. Septima. Freaking fantastic. This is where all the really good ones are. They're all at the bottom. You could tell that I took screenshots of all my favorites. Oh, aside from one. Scholars of the South Tigris. Freaking fantastic. Come on. Thank you. Scholars of the South Tigris is wonderful. I do think I still prefer Wayfarers of the South Tigris more, though. The White Castle. I always keep on going back to my play of it solo, and that has really hurt the White Castle for me, but I do still think I really enjoyed it multiplayer. So I'm gonna go in and put it in freaking fantastic. It deserves it. Apiary. Apiary is an interesting one. I really enjoyed Apiary, but do I need to own it? Not necessarily. I'm gonna put Apiary into good, but I don't need to own it. It definitely hasn't been one that I've like, you know, felt the need to go out and purchase, or even felt the need to like reach out to Stonemaier Games to like get a review copy of. So yeah, we're gonna put it in good, but don't need to own it. It's a fantastic game, but you know, with so many games coming out and me playing so many games, I don't know. Thunder Road Vendetta. This is another one that I did not enjoy very much. I feel like it just like went on for too long. I feel like if we played it slightly differently and like had like an end, or like, I don't know. I feel like we were trying to be too strategic when playing this. So it like took a really, really long time. So that is Thunder Road Vendetta. It's funny because a lot of like fellow creators, that was like their favorite game of the year. And I just didn't feel the same way about it. But obviously it's fantastic if a lot of other creators enjoyed it. So that's Thunder Road Vendetta. Point City. This one's fun. It's like a simple little, you know, card drafting game, tableau building game. I'm going to put it into good, but don't need to own. If I did get actually gifted this by a wonderful guy at Gen Con. I think his name was Eric. But I also did get sent another copy from AEG and ended up doing, I think I did like a giveaway for it, or like I gifted it to a friend or something. But yeah, Point City was fun. If I wasn't sent one or gifted one, I don't think I would go out of my way to go and grab it. I haven't played it with family yet. I do think that Point City would be a really good family game, but I haven't played it with any of my family yet, or any of Francis's family yet. So yeah, good game. Don't necessarily need to own it. Expeditions is another Stonemaier game that I really enjoyed and have considered grabbing a copy of. I'm going to put it into so good. I do think I enjoyed, for sure, Expeditions a lot more than I did Apiary, so I'm going to put that there. We also have Distilled. Distilled was okay. I don't need to own it. I haven't gone out of my way to go and purchase it either. I think I'm going to put Distilled into meh. It was okay. I don't really resonate with like the alcohol brewing. I enjoy like viticulture with the wine, but I don't know. The theme was like okay. There's a little bit of like a push your luck, random picking of cards and stuff. It was okay. I don't see myself wanting it. So that is Distilled. I know a lot of people really like that game. Age of Innovation. This one was amazing. I'm playing it on BGA right now, and I kind of don't really know. I like played it in person once, and I'm like, how do I not remember how to play this? It's a big game. It's a lot. I did have the opportunity to purchase it, and I didn't. It was in like a bring and buy, and it was actually a pretty good price, but I didn't purchase it. So good, but don't need to own. It's just a big game. That's the thing. It's a really big game. I'm going to put this into so good. It was a very good game, and I really want to play it again because that was a good one. All right. Earth. I'm also going to put Earth into so good. Earth didn't quite, I think Earth was like number 10 on my top games of 2023. Really enjoy it, but I don't think it's quite at that like freaking, actually, I might have to like go through and like zhuzh these up a little bit. Rats of Wistar. Rats of Wistar was very fun. I've recently played this one. I think I'm going to put Rats of Wistar into so good as well. There might be some in so good that I might have to put up into freaking fantastic or put down to good but don't need to own. After Us, I played this one on BGA. I actually haven't played this one in person yet. It was meh, okay, didn't love it. Mythwind. I might be a little biased with this one because I am designing a character expansion for this one, but I have loved this game. And it has been just like a wonderful journey. And I think it's just a very unique game that like I have mad respect for the designers for trying something different. And just coming up with this really cool experience that you have never really done before in board games. So Mythwind is really, really fun. Really enjoyed playing that one solo thus far. All right, so we have 5 more games to go. Actually, technically 4 because we have Wild Todd West here again. Don't know how that happened. But next up is Broken and Beautiful. This is a little like card drafting game that I actually really enjoyed. I played it at a convention where they had it for like a play to win kind of thing. I would love to own it, but it's like not a game that I'm gonna go out of my way to go and buy. So I do think I'm gonna put it into good, but don't need to own. If it wants to do that anytime soon, that'd be great. Hello? Thank you. Finally. All right, next up we have Race to the Raft. This is a cooperative game, which I typically don't love, but I've really enjoyed this one solo. I've played it quite a few times. I do still have it. I don't see myself selling it anytime soon, and I do want to play it again. I really liked it. I do think I'm going to put it into good, but don't need to own. Again, I do own it, so I'm not going to sell it, or I don't see myself selling it anytime soon. And I do want to play it again, but I don't know if it quite goes up to the... Actually, you know what? Nah. I do think I'll put it up into so good. Because I really did like that one. I really enjoy the puzzle of like putting on the cards and then placing the different like fire tiles and stuff on it and like racing to like outrun the fire. It's very fun. Really enjoy that one. Mori is a trick-taking game. I actually recently played this one for the first time. It was in a campaign, again, from All Play. This bobby pin is bugging the heck out of me. Can you, like, do your job? It's not doing its job at all. But anyways, Mori is one of the trick-taking games that All Play came out with in their, like, most recent trick-taking campaign. But I really liked this one. We played it, I think, last week, and I liked it. So that one's going to go into so good. And then again, we have Wild Todd West, which I've already placed into so good as well. And then lastly, we have Vienna, which Vienna is going right up to freaking fantastic because I loved that game. All right, so that is my finished little thing there. I am going to go through because I feel like looking at the so good section, there are some that I do like more than others. I do think Animals Gathering I'm going to put down into good, but don't need to own if it would want to do it anytime soon. This is very frustrating. Oh, no, why are you moving the White Castle? Oh my God, what is happening? I think the White Castle was in here. Animals Gathering, what is happening? Please stop, what is happening? Animals Gathering, please go into, thank you. Animals Gathering and Portals, probably, oh my God, please. Is this fun for you guys to watch? Because it's not fun for me. We're going to put it down into good, but don't need to own. Did it move? Did Portals move? Where is Portals? Portals, where did you go? Oh, there it is. We're going to put that into good, but don't need to own. Yeah, I feel like this is probably good. Any other ones in here? No. Could I change around some of these? I could probably put Trash Talk into meh. It was okay. And probably Everything Ever as well. Honestly, like party games just like aren't on the same level as like a, you know, slightly heftier board game, card game. Is there any in here that like I disliked my play of? Probably not. All right, I think that's everything for my little tier ranking here. So We have all of my freaking fantastic tier. So those are all of those. We have the so good tier. So there actually are a few in here that I do want to go out and pick up. Gussie Gorillas, Kabanga, Chicken, Bamboo, possibly Expeditions and Age of Innovation, but those ones are like two pretty hefty big board games, so I don't know if I'd go out and purchase them. But yeah, a few like smaller like card games and like party games that I feel like would be very fun to have in the collection. We have good but don't need to own. Some of these I do own and don't see myself selling, but if I didn't own them, I probably wouldn't go out and purchase them myself. We have meh, okay. Probably a few of these that I have in here will most likely be sold sometime soon. Then we also have nope, never again for Alpaca, Noobs in Space, Perspectives, Steam Up, Oros, and Thunder Road Vendetta. So yes, that is everything for the video. This is probably going to be a very long video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing me do a tier ranking. Hopefully this won't take me too long to edit. And I feel like it'll just be a fun one to watch. Maybe you guys can grab some coffee or a snack and just listen to me chat about games that I played in 2023 and exactly where I would rate them. So yeah, again, huge thank you to all of you for continuing to support me here on Patreon. I appreciate it so, so much. I'm happy you guys are here, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I don't need to say hit that subscribe button, all that stuff, because this isn't on the YouTube channel. Technically it is, but it's not public. So anyways, I'm gonna go and edit this now. Hopefully get it up for you guys sometime soon. But I love you guys so, so much. Remember, you are somebody's reason to smile. You are my reasons to smile. And I will see you in the next board game video or the next Patreon video. Bye, friends.